What is up, guys? This is Colonial Puppet, and this is part 17, I believe, of my Let's Build an Airport series, the terminal portion of the airport. And where we left off, I had kind of set up these nice little pavilion areas. I don't think that's the right word. They're little shops that are going to be filled with shopkeepers and whatnot. And this is right alongside this kind of walkway. Promenade, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, which leads to the jetways, which will lead to the airplanes. And I've yet to find a solution to the frame rate drops every once in a while. They're not too intrusive, but they do kind of, I guess, mess with the flow of the building. But I will hopefully find a new recording software that doesn't take up as much I guess you say it doesn't use so much memory. Because I heard Fraps uses a lot. It's like a power hog or whatever. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to take out the middle store, like so. And this is because I realize that there isn't really a good waiting area, or a waiting area that's large enough to accommodate like an airport size group of people waiting for planes and whatnot. And to fix that, I'm going to make this a hallway pretty much. So this whole area is just going to be one big opening, like so. And if you're following along and that's there, don't worry about it, just fill it in. And yep, so this is going to be very open, like so. And I'm going to be running some benches along here, like a normal airport. And I may even start hanging, actually from here I'm probably going to start hanging the like the boards that like list all of the flights and everything, and whether or not they're delayed or they're on time or they're departing, or those boards in airports. So yeah, I'm just gonna get started with that. I may actually start with the boards. Actually no, since I have this stuff out, I'm probably gonna just start with the benches and waiting area. So, we need that. I'm going to need some anvil action. And I'm only going to stay, pretty much for the rest of the Let's Build, or for the interior, I'm going to stay on this side of the airport. There's an identical wing over there, you guys know that. But I'm only going to build what I'm building once, and or I'm only going to film it once, so you guys don't have to watch me build the same thing twice. So I'm just going to do all the interior on this wing. It's going to be the same over on that wing, so you guys can just do it again, but I'm only going to film it once on this wing. Because like I said, I don't want to make this really boring. Alright, so I'm going to start here. I'm actually going to get some window panes. Kind of make this like a little mini atrium area, where there's like a lookout, which is kind of cool. Like you can look over, be people. I'll put something in on the bottom floor. That is, I hope there's, yeah, okay, that's fine. Now I'm going to put some benches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 5th block out, and we're dealing with some horrible lag. I'm just going to wait for that to stop. Don't know why. Alright, it's back up to 60 frames. Now it's up to 70. I don't know why it's doing that. It's pissing me off though. 3, 4, 5. It's like every time I try and count too, which is even worse. So now this should start making sense. Like, if you've been to an airport, I'm pretty sure they have these waiting areas. That looks nice. Put some, oops. Yeah, it's hard to build on anvils. I always hate that. It's hard, like, trying to stack things like anvils and, um, like, ovens and stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just trying to be consistent with, how spaced out these things are. Doop. There. And sorry if, like, there's weird, kind of like clunky noises throughout. There may not be, so if there isn't, disregard what I'm about to say. But if there is, I have a new setup, and the Snowball, the Blue Snowball, which is the USB microphone that I use to record, is currently attached to a boom, which is a little shaky. I don't think it's going to interfere with the sound at all, but if it does, I apologize. And if I come to find that it messed up, then I'll readjust everything and make sure that doesn't happen for the next episode. But the problem is I can't, like, just re-film these if I mess up anything. Or I guess I could. If it is, like, really messed up, then I'll just do what I did over there and refilm it. Though I hope that doesn't happen. Just gonna put that there just to mark it. I have a really sensitive mouse wheel, and it's really hard. I've been playing a lot of Garry's Mod, the Dark RP. I don't know why. Garry's Mod is a fun game, though. Although it's very convoluted. Like, I don't know, I could see why. Like, I enjoy playing, like, the Dark RP and stuff like that. Trouble in Terracetown. But it's kind of, I don't know, there's, like, too many rules. Like, unnecessary rules. And it's just kind of, like, when you first jump in, it's just kind of annoying. It's like you do something. It got to the point where I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if what I'm doing right now was against the rules? Like, thinking it was something that wouldn't even remotely be against the rules, and it turned out to be against the rules. It's one of those games. A lot of rules. And, like, unfriendly people. Or if, like, you're a newcomer, they don't care. They'll just be like, you're breaking the rules. I'll be like, oh, sorry. I didn't know. And they, like, won't care. They'll, like, ban you. And then there are people who, like, fucking... And then everyone who you think is breaking the rules, they're like, they're in line. Like, it doesn't matter if they just killed you. They were within their rights. That's enough of that. Alright. Yeah, sorry for the kind of lame, repetitive episode of me just building benches over and over again. But it's a big building, so there's going to be a lot of repetitive stuff. And I've yet to find out if the drop in frame rate has anything to, like, or if the frame rate that's being displayed in the top left corner is accurate to the frame drops. Because it's dropping to, well, now it's dropping to, like, below 20 for some reason. But I assume, like, it's at a steady 60 frames per second for the most part. But when it really starts getting jumpy and, like, kind of laggy, it reads as 30 frames per second, which is, like, shouldn't be that bad because a lot of games run at 30 frames per second, especially on consoles. So I don't know why it feels like it's a lot less. I don't know if it's reading correctly or if it's just because I think I've talked about this before. I don't know if it's just because mice being very sensitive and movements being very quick on the PC. And yeah. But I actually got a PC controller. It's like an Xbox 360 controller for the PC, and it's really nice. I played. I had Just Cause 2 for the Xbox 360, and it scratched. The game broke, and that was like my favorite game. And I got really sad, but then I bought it on Steam and started playing it. I was like, this is nice, but it's not like the Xbox. I think like that game, the controls kind of favor a controller rather than keyboard. And some people may disagree, or mouse and keyboard. It's fine if you disagree, but I played it on both, and I prefer the console version with the controls. So I bought it was like I don't think it's an official Microsoft controller, but it's really close. In fact, it's better. The bumpers are really good on it. It's like really, and this isn't right. Is it? Oh, I've been making these. Oops. Actually, I like this better than those over there, so I'm just gonna quick do this. Sorry for those of you. It's not gonna take too long. Just gonna break these. But as I was saying, the bumpers are amazing on this new it's like a Microsoft, or it's a PC controller, USB that you just plug in, and it feels exactly like playing on the Xbox 360, which is amazing. There's like no, like I expected problems. I originally got it for Minecraft, and I remembered seeing controller options like within the Minecraft menus, but I guess they either took that out or I'm not remembering correctly, and like I ended up having to download this program that kind of, I wouldn't call it a mod, but it's like this third-party program that lets you use USB controllers or gamepads for Minecraft for the PC. And it's pretty much like the Xbox 360 version of Minecraft, but it's slower and it's kind of weird. Some of the button choices are questionable, I guess. And I don't know. I'm sure there's a way to change the buttons, but I was kind of disappointed with that. But then I started playing. I was like, maybe this was a bad investment. I'll see if it works with Just Cause 2. And I plugged it in. It recognized it as a controller immediately, and I was playing that. It had no effect. Like there was no lag between the controller and the game. It was really, really clean. It was awesome. Felt like I was playing it again on the Xbox 360. It was amazing. And plus, there's the multiplayer mod that I have. The Just Cause 2 PC version has a multiplayer mod, which is pretty awesome. So I'll be playing that a lot. Yeah, I'm just kind of rambling. Alright. So I kind of narrowed down this walkway, which is fine. It's 4 now, which I think is equal to these. Yeah. So this is fine. I just kind of elongated the benches a little bit to match these. And yeah. I've been watching I guess I'll make people active in the comment section by asking what movie you think should win Best Picture, because I've been watching a bunch of those movies that are up for Best Picture. I was talking about it last episode. I think I was about to talk about American Sniper, but I cut off the episode and ended it before I could, so I watched that. It was okay. It was definitely better than Fury, which I talked about, which was another war movie. Although that one took place in World War II, this one took place in the Iraq War. And I don't know, hearing about American Sniper is just kind of, it's really it made me angry because no one's actually talking about the movie. They're just talking about like the knee-jerk politics about it. Like if you don't like this movie, you're anti-American, or Chris Kyle was a dick in real life, this movie sucks. Stuff like that. Which, I mean, some people have points. Like, it was kind of disingenuous to imply that we went into Iraq because of 9/11. But I don't think, because there's like a big controversy, there's a scene that shows Chris Kyle watching 9/11 on TV, and then immediately afterwards he goes to, then after that it shows him like signing up and going to war, which that wasn't really the case. There was like a 3-year period. We did go into Afghanistan, but the Iraq War had really nothing to do with 9/11. It had more to do with taking Saddam Hussein out of power, because he was apparently abusing his power with weapons of mass and he had weapons of mass destruction, which he ended up not. There's been things in the news saying that they did find WMDs, but they were really old and like Soviet era, they were rusty and didn't work. And they're just kind of stockpiled. Something like that, I don't know. Alright, but anyway, I thought the movie was pretty good. It wasn't the best movie I've seen. Of all the other movies I watched, I definitely like theirs a lot better than American Sniper, but it was a good movie. I'd suggest watching it. The acting is good. The pacing's kind of weird. It feels like it kind of just takes ideas, runs with them for a little bit, and then just kind of doesn't really resolve any of them. But I don't want to spoil too much, but it's a pretty decent movie. And I think that Clint Eastwood's a pretty good director. I saw Hereafter and I thought that was pretty good. Although my friend hated it. I may have to give it a rewatch. But from what I remember, it was pretty good. But yeah, and what am I doing? I'm an idiot. Alright. What am I looking for? Stone something. And my power just went out. Thank God nothing. Alright. Awesome. Well, my power just went out. Everything just turned off. Except for my computers, which are running on battery. Checking the battery right now. Everything seems to be fine. Okay. My internet's out, obviously. I guess we're getting a bad snowstorm outside. Although when I was out today, it didn't seem that bad. So, moving on. Hopefully it comes back on in a little bit. But, yeah. At this point, I'm just worried that someone's going to come down and mess up the recording by yelling, like, "Did you know the power's out?" It's like, no shit. And it's back on. Alright, awesome. So I don't have to worry about batteries running out either. Because although I just got the battery for my one laptop replaced in the nick of time too, because if I didn't, then I would have had to redo this, because the battery before it, like, it had to be plugged into the wall, or else it would immediately shut down the computer that I'm using to record my audio. It's a MacBook Pro. It's a really old one. Back when they still had like the really chunky aluminum casing. But yeah, thank God that battery was replaced. Or else I'd be mad right now. And I just totally messed that up. Alright. Boom. From what I remember, these things are Cayennes. Or they're like gray. And it says Cayenne. Like this is Cayenne. I don't get why they're like... It's interesting how the clay doesn't look anything like the colors it says it is. Like the white stained clay is actually like this kind of off pink. And this is apparently Cayenne, but it has like no... It's dark gray pretty much. It's like it's in between stone and light gray wool in terms, or gray wool in terms of its color. And then after this, I think I'm gonna just call it a episode. Make sure that nothing got messed up because the power outage. I don't think there is any thing I have to worry about, but just to make sure. These are going to say all the things, like I said. I'll do this. Give it some lighting. And as always, I don't pride myself in how I light things. If you guys know a better way to light things or have a better idea for lighting the terminal, by all means do that instead. Make a video about it too. Label it Let's Build a Terminal 2. Or like make it a response video. See, this is why I wish they had response videos. Because you guys could make videos if you're following along and be like, what you did is alright, but this is a lot better. And then, you know, make a video showing an alternative to what I did in this video. And I'd be like, hey, that's awesome. Then I'd make a video linking to your video. Because it's not about, I don't know, I like to think that I welcome good ideas on this channel. But, yep, that's it. This has been Colonial Puppet. Be sure to check out the next episode when it comes out, and all the previous episodes if you want to follow along. But other than that, I'm finished. And as always, this has been Colonial Puppet. I'll work on the rest of the interior next episode. Have a good day.